it's me again with another installment of my musical reflections. I want to explore today another aspect of improving the quality of our listening to what we're playing. And that is the hand-ear connection. It's such an important skill to have, to be able to hear something and have your fingers find the notes that you just heard as quickly as possible. And it's a skill that comes handy in so many ways. First of all, it's a fun way to learn new things. You don't always have to have a score, and God knows in my case, I don't always have the opportunity to have a Braille score in front of me. And some of the pieces, in fact, I recently did quite a few transcriptions of sonatas by Sylvius Leopold Weiss, and I didn't have the tablature, I didn't have the score, because to my knowledge they haven't been played on guitar, so I really had to learn them by listening to different lute versions. And I was happy to have had this practice of being able to repeat on the guitar what I hear. Another great reason why it's a good idea to have this good hand-ear connection is memory. Because let's say you're playing on stage, you're nervous, and your muscle memory fails. Your fingers don't remember where they have to go. But as long as you still somehow remember the melody, like so having the melody in your ear might just be able to guide your fingers back on track. So how do you practice that? One way is to just start very simply, and I always encourage beginner students right away to do that. And in fact, for a long time when I started playing guitar, I would just take any song I knew and play it and find the notes on the guitar. I didn't at that time even know the name of all the notes, but I was just, okay. Well, actually, I don't think that's the song I practiced. I think probably I practiced some country western songs. I don't know what I practiced, but playing it in different keys also. So let's say, or of course you can choose any song that you're interested in, or in fact, I like to do that even with pieces I know, because since I cannot sight read, I don't have the chance of just testing how well I know my way around the fingerboard. So what I like to do is take a piece I already know, let's say in a key, let's say, and then decide that I'm going to play it in B major, let's see. See, I'm really just thinking ahead, barely, about the notes that I hear in my head, and then my fingers find them. Another important way to train your ear is not just in recognizing and finding melodies, but the awareness of harmony can also help you find your way around the fingerboard, and also gives you a whole other dimension of connections when you play the music that you play. So I think again here we have an advantage as guitarists as compared to like piano players or other instruments, because many of us probably started playing guitar just by learning chords. Before we even played any melodies, you learn tabs and you learn to play different chords, even though we might not always understand how those chords work and why they're called how they're called, but you start getting used to this idea that the guitar plays chords. And I think it's a useful thing to remember even later when we play much more complex music, to get back and see, can I actually understand the chords, so to say, simply put, of a piece that I'm playing. So let's say piece you're playing, you have to try to ask yourself, could I, if I had to like strum some chords, could I find the harmonies behind that piece? And this again can help you with, if you're in a tight spot with memory, you might get mixed up with the melody or not too sure what's happening, but if you remember that you were somewhere in D major chord, that just might be all the help you need to find your way back into the music. So the more connections, the more layers of connections you can make with the music, whether it's the melody, the harmony, the understanding of the chord structure, the better you're off. And of course, the better the music will sound, because being aware of harmony as you're playing melody, it's like being aware of the political intrigue when you're watching a movie and you're seeing some characters interact, but you also see the whole background of intrigue, let's say. So it's kind of comparable to that, I find. It adds a lot of spice to be able to put everything in the harmonic context. Also, I mean, this brings me to the idea that when you learn music and you're going to a music school, we often learn all these subjects: music history, analysis, music theory, harmony. And I remember learning all these things, and I thought they were all interesting, but I saw them each as an individual subject that I was trying to be good at, and they were kind of like puzzles I wanted to solve. But it was really much, much later that I had this epiphany during a master class, and when I realized, wow, all these subjects like harmony connects ultimately to what I'm playing. I mean, it sounds kind of obvious, but it really took me some time to really internalize that it all fits together. I remember during the whole class, I think for half an hour, Oscar Gilia was talking about how to feel a cadence, a 6/4, 5/1, and I thought, wow, I know this. I know 6/4, I know 5, I know 1, I know this terms from harmony, but it was the first time that it really hit home that this is not just a concept, a theoretical concept. It's something that ultimately is a feeling of coming home. And so I guess all I'm trying to make this final point, that all these aspects that we're learning, whether it's music counterpoint or harmony, and also music history, like that, all of them inform the way you listen to what you play. So that's all I wanted to tell you guys today, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'm gonna be back soon.